What if I told you that the stock market and the geyser in your bathroom have something very big in common? No, I'm not referring to the money aspect of it. But there's something else. Did it hit? Not yet? Let's get going and connect the dots. Now let's look at the geyser in your washroom. It has a coil that needs electricity to heat up the water, right? So what do? You plug it in, turn it on, and tada! You have hot water in minutes. But what actually is happening here? The electrical energy from the power source flows through the coil, therefore heating the coil, which then heats the water around it. So energy is neither lost nor created. It just transformed, right? Now with this, let's go to the stock market example. No, don't worry, we're not getting into the nitty-gritties of the hows and the whys. We are simply touch basing on what technically happens there. Now, let's relate to what we know. In the stock market, when you buy stock, you're not creating or destroying them, right? You're simply transferring the ownership from one person to another. Let's break it down with an example. In April of 2023, person A bought 5 units of a stock from person D at a price of 200 rupees per unit. Now let's go back in history to 2019, where person D bought the same stocks at 150 per unit. Now, by March 2025, person A decides to sell the stocks, the same 5 units, at 175 per unit to individual hedge because, the stocks are simply not performing as expected. So what's happening here? The quantity of stocks hasn't changed. It simply is being transferred from one person to another at different prices. The value of the stock fluctuates, but the stock itself does not magically appear, nor does it simply vanish into thin air. It's like energy that's changing form from one individual to another. And thus, the first law of energy conservation or the first law of thermodynamics applies, which is energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is simply transformed or converted from one form to the other. But wait, you might just say that stocks and money aren't energy. Well, true, but think of them as a part of our modern world, which runs on exchanges and conversions just like any physical system. Money, stocks, and energies, they are always moving and shifting, but they never vanish into thin air. Now, if you are able to make this connection in your mind, then type bulb on in the comment section and give us one example from your day which you think will relate to the same. We're waiting. Now that we've looked into 2 examples from the man-made world, let's take a look if it applies to the natural phenomena as well. Yes, the water cycle. There is only so much water present on land, in the rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans. This water gets evaporated as water vapor into the Earth's atmosphere. This is due to the sun's heat, which then gets trapped within the atmosphere. As one goes higher and higher in the atmosphere, the cooler it gets. As such, the water vapor that has traveled into the atmosphere also gets cooler and condenses, thus becoming clouds. As more water vapor condenses and becomes clouds, the less the space is there for the water to be held any longer in the atmosphere. It is this moment when it starts to fall back on the earth in the form of rain, hail, snow, or sleet, which again depends on when and where the rain is falling. Of course, there are different parameters that influence it as well, which is the average temperature, the climatic conditions. All of this determine the form of water that falls from the clouds. Again, water, just like energy, is transforming. It is not being destroyed or being created, but is simply changing states from solid to liquid, from liquid to gas, and back to liquid. Now, this is one big natural energy transfer. The first law of thermodynamics is not simply a physics concept. It's a natural universal law which governs everything around us. So the next time you're gazing into the rains outside your window, or flipping through the stock prices, or simply turning on the water geyser in your bathroom, remember that energy is always being transformed. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how, but it is. It simply is. Thank you for tuning into this session of the Earth School. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And keep questioning the world around you. Because when you question and connect the dots, the world makes sense to you.